All right, weather for Weather Geeks time on this Tuesday evening. What a day it has been today. A disappointment for some, a snow bonanza for others. Some were happy about the relative lack of snow for a good chunk of the day, but some did not appreciate the kind of underachieving nature of this system in some parts of our area, although we're making up for a little lost time this evening. So we're going to get into all the details today. I wanted to start with the numbers from the airport today. Now, unfortunately, the snow numbers are not populating here on our graphic, but I can tell you, as of the climate report at 5:15, we had on the nose 6 inches worth of snow at the Youngstown Ward Airport in Vienna in Trumbull County. Now, that was over 2 hours ago now, and so I'm not going to be surprised if we've eclipsed 7, probably on our way to 8 or so, I would imagine, officially at the Youngstown Ward Airport, where, as you know, our weather records and observations are kept. But boy, was it a struggle today in some parts of our area, especially this area. A lot of Mahoning County, southwestern Trumbull, northwestern Columbiana. It was like there was a force field overhead, and it led to a lot of gnashing of teeth, of course, online. People wondering, hey, where's the snow? This was overhyped. In the meantime, 15, 20 miles, not even that, to the north, you know, places had 7, 8, 9 inches worth of snow, and we even did pretty well in southern parts of Columbiana County, but this kind of snow desert right through here was definitely a place that our forecast did not pan out all that well. We're going to skip past this graphic because it looks like the color scheme is wrong, but I will show you, this was our final snowfall forecast that we put out last evening. So the forecast is going to end up being pretty good, kind of in a ring like this. Even a little underdone in kind of this zone. There's going to be some double-digit amounts. Cortland on north up towards places just south of Greenville. We're doing quite well there over the last few hours. But in this area, Youngstown, Boardman, Austintown, Poland, etc., 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 it really struggled for a time today. We only had about an inch worth of slush on the ground for a lot of the day before the snow started to pick back up as we got into the evening. We'll see what our final numbers are. I doubt we're going to end up with more than 5, but I'll tell you, before the snow winds down this evening, in a place like Austintown, in a place like Niles, Ellsworth, Canfield, Boardman, we'll probably end up with a storm total of 3 to 4 in a lot of places. Not that far below our range, but for the bulk of the day today, this looked like a pretty titanic bust across a lot of that zone because we just did not have much going on for a good chunk of the day. Some of these reports are a little bit old, but as of a handful of hours ago, 5 inches was a report called into the Weather Service from the Calcutta area, north of East Liverpool in Columbiana County. A little more recent report over in Mercer County, Fredonia, 11 inches. I told you, just south of Greenville. And over towards Stoneboro, 9, 10, 11 inches. Be some places that end up with a foot out of this, and certainly once you're closer to Cleveland, a lot of double digits and even 15, 16 inches. In some spots. Now, I'm recording Weather Geeks tonight at 7:14 p.m., and here's the radar loop. The steadiest and heaviest band looks like it's trying to exit to the south as of this recording, but we still got light to moderate snow elsewhere, and this is having an impact on area roads. Road sensor temperatures are dropping below freezing along Route 11, where it's been very treacherous over the last handful of hours in Trumbull County. So, yeah, things are getting a little slick out there, and overnight tonight, even though the snow is going to taper off, we're going to have to watch for patches of black ice and bridges and overpasses and anything untreated to get slick, even though the snow will taper off. So air temperatures look like this, and what you see is what you get throughout the night tonight. They'll hardly move. Now, it is blustery, as promised. The wind chills are in the upper teens as of 7:15. Now, the lake effect machine is going to shut down overnight, but it's going to be a few more hours. We'll be dealing with this for a couple of hours. And then past midnight, and certainly by the time most people are getting up and heading off to work tomorrow morning, the lake effect snow will be gone. Maybe a stray flurry at daybreak, especially over towards Mercer County, but nothing impactful as far as snowfall. But again, watch those parking lots, watch those sidewalks and driveways, and anything untreated. And of course, the bridges and overpasses can still be a little bit slick out there tomorrow morning. But it's going to turn into a sunny day. It's going to be pleasant tomorrow afternoon. Now, it's still going to be chilly compared to average, 4 or 5 degrees below average, but it's going to feel a lot nicer certainly tomorrow afternoon than it did today. We'll get a veil of high clouds on Thursday, making for kind of a milky sky at times, but this is still an uneventful day. And it's kind of a squeeze play on Friday, with a plume of moisture mostly missing us to the south on Friday. In the meantime, a cold front approaching from the north and west I could see where a couple of rain showers will try to be squeezed out between these systems Friday afternoon. I don't think it's much, but at the very least, it'll probably turn into a fairly cloudy Friday afternoon. This looks like a pretty chilly pattern as we go into the longer range. This is the current, or a couple days from now, upper level flow. A couple of things really stand out, of course. Big ridge popping up out west. We still have our trough in the east. And as I roll this forward, not much is going to change, really. In fact, the trough will get deeper again early next week, another cold shot. For late in the weekend, early next week, I have a high of 34 in our forecast for Monday, so 6 days from now. And beyond that, you see, the pattern trying to flatten a little bit, but still, we see a fair amount of troughiness east of the Rockies, and this is a pattern that will prevent any sort of abnormal December warmth. And so when we look at the December forecast put out by the Climate Prediction Center a couple of days ago on the last day of November, I'm a little bit skeptical of those forecasts. This is the NOAA forecast, and a lot of times I agree with their monthly outlooks, but I'm a little bit skeptical with the degree or the kind of the amount of real estate shown to be warmer than average, or at least with good odds of being warmer than average in December, because not only do the next 10 days look pretty chilly, but beyond that, there's some signs in the longer range that the cold might keep on coming. Part of our winter forecast was the notion that out of the 3 months of meteorological winter, December, January, February, December might have the best chance of seeing snowy weather, pretty cold weather compared to average, and while for a while it didn't look like that was going to pan out, now it's starting to look more and more like that might be the right idea, that the most consistently cold and stormy weather for the whole winter might be in the month of December. This is the CPC outlook as far as precipitation goes for December, with above average odds of drier conditions in a lot of the middle of the country and wetter than average conditions favored in the Northeast, and we're kind of somewhere in between. I'm starting to become more and more confident that December is going to end up being probably the most consistently cold and stormy month of the winter season. Will it end up being cooler than average? It's too early to say. It's only the first day of December after all. But I do think that signs point in the longer range towards a pretty unsettled and at times cold December for the Mahoning and Shenango Valleys. All right, that's it for me tonight. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11. Thank you for watching Weather for Weather Geeks. Have a good Tuesday night, everyone.